Hello, welcome to Radiant Realization with Namrata. Here we deep dive into captivating conversations about life. Today I have with me Manika Goyal. She's a peak mind performance coach for students and parents, helping them unleash their full potential. Welcome, Manika. I am pleased to have you today.
Pleasure is all mine, Amrita. Thank you so much for having me here.
Monica, I would like to know from you what got you started in picking up this peak mind performance as your coaching niche and helping students and also their parents to bring out the best in their kids.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone, have their own journey to becoming something. And similarly, what I feel is for me, becoming a coach was never, my choice. I never felt and I never wanted that, I would be becoming a coach. And I feel that it's something which is a calling. It's a path which I believe that I was destined to be in. Because you know what I have seen in my growing years is I've observed my father, who is a dedicated doctor, and I have seen him, helping people selflessly. He just put out everything, for the people around him, and I think those values were always there within me, you know. But somewhere, because of the kind of traditional learning that we were going through at that time, we need to just be into a specific area, or there were less options available with us at that time. And I just followed what came to me, and I did my graduation in computers, and I did my post graduation in MBA. And then I got a job, a very good job in the banking industry. And then I thought, okay, this is what I need to do. I started my career with banking only. I was happy working in corporates after that. But then something shifted after I became mother. Parents out there will relate to me, and especially mothers will be able to relate to me on this, that when you become a mother, many things changes. Your life is not exactly the same as it was before you got even married, so things change. And that was a time when I realized that I need to be there with my child. My child was a little less in weight, so he needed full attention of mine. And I thought that, okay, I need to just stop going for 9 to 5 work and be there with him, spend time with him, but then also not just be at home like a homemaker. That was never my intention. And I started researching on what all are the options available with me at that time, so that I can work also and I can take care of my child as well, right? And that was a time when I came across a wonderful science called DMIT, right? So DMIT is a dermatographics multiple intelligence test, and that science basically helped me understand my own strength, my own potential. So DMIT is a scientific tool. For all those who don't know about it, it's a wonderful science, and I just can't tell you how much it has actually changed my entire life. So through DMIT, I came to know about, yes, it is what I was destined for. This is something which I have to do it. Like there was no looking back after that. And after doing a lot of research, after doing a lot of studies on, how things works, how your brain actually starts working, how do you find your potential, your strength, and then after working with a lot of parents at that time, I realized that this is where many parents are facing the challenges. Parents are not even aware of what your child's strength is. They don't know what is your child's strength, and they are actually forcing their child to take up something which is not of their interest, right? And that happened with us also, because for me and for, I think, for you also, that it's like the same, right? We had only computers. We had okay, we okay, you go and become a doctor, you go and become an engineer. There were 3 4 professions at that time, and parents were like, ये ही बन जाओ तभी पैसे मिलेंगे, नहीं बने तो नहीं, पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे. For them it was the only source of income. But then now, if you see, there are thousands of jobs and opportunities available. It's only about understanding your own passion. It's only about giving the child the opportunity to understand their strength, and then, fostering those strengths in the area where he is interested in. Right, so that's how I just started off with my journey. And I started working as a counselor, and then I trained myself. I did a lot of investment into my own learning, into my research of lot of things, and connecting with many parents and doing a lot of surveys, understanding what are the challenges that they are going through, what is it that they require. And me being a mother, I could completely relate to what other parents were telling me. And that's what made me who I am today. I'm so blessed to be a coach here for all the students and parents out there, and helping them unleash their full potential, working on their memory, working on their mindset, and bringing out the best in them. So that's how my journey started.
Monica, what is memory training और आपने जो DMIT भी बताया, if you can explain in more detail for layman to understand.
Okay, so coming to DMIT, because I've been talking about DMIT first. So DMIT is a dermatographics multiple intelligence test. Now, when you break down these words, it's like dermatographics. So derma is your skin, right? Derma is a skin, and glyphics are, if you see your fingers or if you see your hand, there are a lot of lines in your finger, like hand, right? These are called the ridges. These lines are called the ridges. So dermatoglyphics is basically you study your lines in your hand. So sometimes people get confused to relating it to astrology, and they say that it is kind of a palm reading. So, although this is completely different from what palm reading is, palm reading and astrology has nothing to do with science. However, dermatographics multiple intelligence test is it's a scientific tool. And why do we call it as a scientific tool? Because when the child is in the mother's womb, and during the 13th week of pregnancy, when the brain starts developing, at that time the fetus brain starts developing, simultaneously your fingers volar pads also starts developing, right? So the when the child's brain and the fingerprints, both of them starts developing simultaneously, it has been researched, it has been proved that there is a direct connection between your brain and your fingers, right? And Namrata, you must have also observed that we have been hearing this from the very childhood. जो बच्चे left handers होते हैं, they are very creative, right? They're very creative. Or so what is it? So it's because your left hand is connected with your right brain, and your right hand is connected with your left brain. That's how it is. So your left brain is a logical brain. So जैसे जो भी बच्चे learn करते हैं, reading, writing, computing, or they are analyzing something, they are making some decisions, everything is happening from your left brain. But whenever you are using your creatives, you are using your visuals, आप pictures देखते हो, movies देख रहे हो, आप art, colors, all those things, the creative part is done from your right brain, right? So that's how it is. That is why अब बच्चे जब छोटे होते हैं, आपने देखा होगा दोनों हाथ यूज करते हैं. Sometimes they write with their right hand, and sometimes they tend to do a lot of things with their left hand. But most of the parents, what they do is they try to restrict the child. नहीं नहीं, इस हाथ से नहीं लिखो, इस हाथ से लिखो. But what they are actually doing is they are restricting the child to use their left hand. That means they're restricting the child to use their right brain. And right brain is the creative brain. It's the creative brain. और बिना right brain use करे, बिना creativity करे, there's nothing like that in this world, right? And that's what it is in the memory training also. So in memory training, what we do is we train the child's or any individual's mind, and we train their mind in helping them convert all the abstract information into a visual. We make it so interesting for the children that they start to enjoy their studies. For everyone out there, I'm sure studies are boring. मेरे लिए भी बहुत boring थी. आपके लिए
बहुत
कैसे?
बोरिंग था, बहुत बोरिंग था. रो रो के पढ़ाई की है स्कूल में तो.
fact, every one of us have maybe बहुत studious students होंगे जो they must be enjoying their studies, but mostly studies are boring for everyone. But if you see the fact here, it's not just about the subject which is boring. It is about the method that you are using to learn that subject, which actually creates that interest and disinterest. Okay, so if you see, maths generally is boring, but there are now, if you see, there are a lot of cartoon videos and coming up, like my children watches that number system kind of a video. Usme number blocks is a video which they enjoy, and they have learned so much with that. उसमें multiplications है, division है, आप कुछ भी कर लो, they enjoy that. वो क्यों हो रहा है? उसमें भी मैथ्स है, नंबर्स उसमें भी है, बट दे आर एंजॉइंग ओनली बिकॉज इट हैज विजुअल्स, ओनली बिकॉज इट हैज कलर्स, ओनली बिकॉज इट इज लाइक इन अ फनी वे इट इज बीन प्रेजेंटेड टू अस. बट इफ यू सी आवर स्टडीज, बुक्स उठाओ, बुक्स खोलो तो बस टेक्स्ट नजर आता है, राइट? कुछ भी नहीं है, देर इज नो इमेज, देर इज नो पिक्चर इन दैट. So how do you think that will become interesting? It will not. Right? So that's how we in memory training, we try to convert the abstract information into a visual, because that's what your brain's language is. That's your brain language. Right? So that's about the DMIT and this. And DMIT, it's not just about letting you know about so basically about your strengths and potential, but it tells you a lot about the brain. There are 10 parts in the brain, right? So every part of your brain is connected to one of the finger in your hand, right? So we have 10 parts in the brain, left and right side. Same way we have 10 fingers, right? So every part of the brain is being connected to one of the finger in your hand. And when you do a fingerprint test, we come to know about the 10 potentials that your brain has. So it could be on your logical skills, it could be on your musical skills, it could be on your interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, it could be on your verbal communication skills, or your visual skills, or your observation skills. So there are so many skills that every individual has, and we don't know what a child is best into doing something, right? हमें लगता है कि ओके, दूसरा बच्चा मैथ्स बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, व्हाई इज नॉट माई चाइल्ड नॉट डूइंग मैथ्स? हमें लगता है दूसरा बच्चा मे बी ही इज सच अ गुड स्पीकर, कितना अच्छा बोलता है वो सबके सामने, एंड वी वांट द सेम फॉर आवर चाइल्ड, कि हमारा बच्चा भी बोले. क्यों बोले? मे बी उसका इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, ही इज नॉट गुड इन टू वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, मे बी ही इज गुड इन टू समथिंग एल्स. So rather than focusing on the weakness of your child, rather than understanding and seeing कि नहीं मेरा बच्चा इसमें अच्छा नहीं है तो मुझे इसकी ट्यूशन्स लगवानी है, इसमें ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है, इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा उसको पढ़ाई करनी है, why not focus on the strength part? Why not focus on the areas where your child is actually good at, and then put your efforts into making that skill the best? सी, अगर कोई स्किल आपकी कम है और कोई स्किल ज़्यादा है, सो ये वाली कम स्किल आपकी एकदम ज़्यादा नहीं हो जाएगी. इट कैन बी हियर, बट व्हाई नॉट मेक दिस स्किल अ लिटिल मोर बेटर? That's no understanding about. When you understand your brain potential, when you understand the 10 skills that your child has, then you will be able to analyze कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, किस एरिया में जाना चाहिए. And DMIT also helps you in understanding your learning style. बच्चे का लर्निंग स्टाइल कैसा है? आप उसको किसी और तरीके से पढ़ा रहे हो, बट वो वैसे पढ़ना ही नहीं चाहता, उसको किसी और तरीके से पढ़ना है. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी चिल्ड्रन जो घूम घूम के पढ़ते हैं, चल चल के पढ़ते हैं, खेलते रहेंगे, उनके हाथ में कुछ पेन पेंसिल रहेगी, कुछ ना कुछ करते रहेंगे, हिलाते रहेंगे उसको. एंड समटाइम्स पेरेंट्स गेट सो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, एक जगह बैठ के नहीं पढ़ सकते. My own sister, उनका बेटा, he is also like that. He keeps on moving. वो बैठता ही नहीं है एक जगह. And my sister always used to nag him, क्यों एक जगह नहीं बैठता है, And what happens is, when I did his DMIT, what we found out that he is a kinesthetic learner. So kinesthetic people are those who will not sit at one place, who will want to move around, because उनके लिए physical movement is a must. चाहे वो फिजिकल मूवमेंट उनके बॉडी का हो या फिर फिजिकल मूवमेंट उनके हैंड्स का हो. सो दे विल वांट समथिंग टू प्ले विथ. एंड व्हेन माय सिस्टर रियलाइज, देन शी यूज्ड टू टेल मी कि पढ़ता तो बहुत है, एक 2 घंटे लग के पढ़ता रहेगा, लेकिन जब एग्जाम्स में आता है आधे पता नहीं क्या करके आता है, कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता उसको. So I told her, see, this is what is actually happening. You are making him learn in a way that is not his learning style. You are telling him that you sit and study. वो पढ़ तो रहा है बैठ के, लेकिन जितना इन्फॉर्मेशन उसके माइंड में जाना चाहिए वो नहीं जा रहा है. क्यों नहीं जा रहा? बिकॉज उसका लर्निंग बेस्ट तब होगा जब वो थोड़ा सा फिजिकल मूवमेंट करेगा. ओनली देन हिज लर्निंग विल बी बेस्ट. And now I think with time and when she understood this, he's doing good enough in his studies. ठीक है, anyways, no problem.
Okay. Monica, while you were describing about the 10 intelligence, what got me curious to know is what are these 10 intelligence जो आप बोल रहे थे कि जो हमारी 10 fingers में reflect होता है?
The 10 intelligence, like I said, it is like visual, logical, right? It is intrapersonal, interpersonal. Then we have your musical. Then we have visual, maybe spatial. Spatial, like people who are quite imaginative. Like there are some children who I see, आप उनको कोई भी image बताओगे, they will draw a 3D image of it. जैसे हमारे architects होते हैं. Architects basically वो अपने mind में ही picture पूरी form कर लेते हैं that what is going to be the final outcome of a final the project. So that's how they are spatial. Then we have observation and reading skills that we so all these skills combined together. And then we also have fine motor skills and gross motor skills, right? So these are the combination of all the 10 skills that every individual has. It's only about the percentage might be up and down depending on every child, because every child is unique, every child has their own potential. हर बच्चे में अपनी कुछ स्किल्स ज़्यादा होंगी, कुछ स्किल्स कम होंगी. नाउ इट इज़ अप टू द पेरेंट्स टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपको कहाँ पे फोकस करना है. मैनी टाइम्स व्हाट आई हैव सीन व्हेन आई डू द काउंसलिंग इज पेरेंट्स अगर मैं बताती हूँ कि ये आपके बच्चे का वीकनेस है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, वीकनेस डजंट मीन कि आपके बच्चे में उस चीज़ को करने का पोटेंशियल ही नहीं है. द ओनली थिंग व्हाट आई से इज सी आप वीकनेस मीन्स दैट आपके बच्चे को उसमें ज़्यादा एफर्ट डालना होगा, राइट? दैट इज़ वॉट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड. एंड कुछ एरियाज ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे उनका ऑलरेडी दे आर इन द स्ट्रेंथ पार्ट, राइट? उनको उस पार्ट पे जाने की करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. मतलब बहुत ईजिली दे विल बी एबल टू अचीव. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई विल गिव यू एग्जाम्पल ऑफ माई ओन सन. जब मेरा बेटा छोटा था, बाय द टाइम ही वॉज इन फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड, उसको सही से ABCD भी लिखना, ही वॉज बहुत करता था, बट नॉट वेरी नाइस हैंड राइटिंग एंड एवरीथिंग. सो आई यूज टू सी वाई ही इज नॉट ईदर. समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस, वी फील इंटेंट, जानबूझ के नहीं लिखना चाहता है, राइट? सो वी फील दैट वेज एज अ पेरेंट. वी ऑल फील कि नहीं, करना नहीं चाहता, आता है लेकिन नहीं होता. Then when I did his DMIT, I found that his fine motor skills are little on a lower side. Like they were on an average side. And that's where I realized कि वहाँ पे उसको उसको डांटने की जगह he needs my support. He needs me to help him out कि कैसे उसको हैंड राइटिंग में इम्प्रूव. सो अभी दो चीज़ हो सकती थी. या तो मैं उसको डांटती रहती कि नहीं तुम कर नहीं रहे हो, लिख नहीं रहे हो, लिखो, एंड आई फोर्स हिम टू राइट. वो लिख लेता, बट देन सबकॉन्शियसली वो एक फियर माइंड में रहता. तो जब भी आप आगे भी चल के उसको लिखवाने को बोलते, ही विल हैव दैट फियर इन हिज माइंड. वो ही होता है, राइट? जनरली द सबकॉन्शियस माइंड वर्क्स एट इज बेस्ट. एंड अभी मैंने क्या किया, व्हेन आई अंडरस्टूड दैट उसका फाइन मोटर स्किल्स थोड़ा लो है, आई स्टार्टेड टू फाइंड आउट द वेज कि कैसे मैं उसकी हैंड राइटिंग को इम्प्रूव कर सकती हूँ. If he needs my support, I went very slow in making him write something. So he took time, he took his own time, and then COVID started. So COVID के time पे तो वैसे ही it was completely सब कुछ खराब ही था. There were no classes going on, टीचर्स का individual attention नहीं था, बच्चे घर पे थे, अपने free mind में थे. So it was a great lot of pressure for me also to make him write, but he did it. And then eventually, because my husband is a guitarist, he's into music. My son also he's playing piano. So when he plays piano, what I felt is जितना उसका speed होना चाहिए उतना नहीं हो रहा है. It is only because उसका fine motor skills थोड़ा सा कम है. So but then since he is doing it, and because piano requires a good combination of your left and your right hand, and I felt that was actually a kind of a blessing for him, because उससे उसकी writing पे बहुत impact हुआ. Because when he's playing piano, उसका fine motor skills improve हो रहा है. He's working on his skills, and that actually helps him to improve his handwriting also. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि बहुत अच्छा उसका इन राइटिंग हो गया है, बट फ्रॉम व्हाट आई हैव सीन हिम, he has observed a lot. So these fine motor skills and gross motor skills, again you need to know as a parent कि कौन सा skill अच्छा है, rather than वो nagging the child कि कर क्यों नहीं रहे हो, why don't you do it. Understand first what is your child's strength, what is your child good at, कहाँ पे उसकी वीकनेस है, वीकनेस को उसकी कमजोरी ना समझ के वीकनेस के ऊपर थोड़ा सा एफर्ट डालने की जरूरत है. दैट इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड.
इंटरेस्टिंग. एंड कितना रिलेशन है ना, लाइक बाय लर्निंग पियानो हैंडराइटिंग इम्प्रूव हो जाता है.
यस, इट्स ऑल अबाउट प्रैक्टिस, क्योंकि जब आपको पता है कि उसका फाइन मतलब आपके हैंड में थोड़ा सा उसको वर्क करने की जरूरत है, व्हाट इज द बेस्ट रादर देन गोइंग फॉर कि डिफरेंट क्लासेस, हैंड राइटिंग क्लासेस ज्वाइन करा दो. इट ऑल वर्क्स, आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट डजंट वर्क, बट देन एट एट पॉइंट आप अपने घर पे क्या प्रैक्टिस करा सकते हो. You need to find out different ways. It's all, see, parenting is not an easy job, right? No, you need to keep on experimenting lot of things and see what works best for your child. समटाइम्स हैंड राइटिंग क्लासेस भी काम नहीं करती हैं, समटाइम्स मे बी पियानो भी काम नहीं करता, वो पियानो भी प्ले नहीं कर पाता अगर वो नहीं प्रैक्टिस करता. बट बिकॉज उसके अंदर थोड़े वो जीन्स हैं म्यूजिक के, आई थिंक, तो ही इज एबल टू डू इट वेरी वेल नाउ. सेम, बट you need to find out, you need to just keep on experimenting कि क्या सबसे बेस्ट है, क्या चीज़ काम करेगी मेरे बच्चे के लिए, क्या नहीं काम करेगी. दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स.
मैंने कहा जैसे आपने बोला कि एज अ पेरेंट वी शुड बी मोर अवेयर अबाउट व्हाट वर्क्स फॉर आवर किड्स, व्हाट आर देयर लाइकिंग एंड एवरीथिंग. But the biggest struggles that most of parents still face is to make child study school syllabus or to place him academically in a good position so he's able to go in a better colleges, get a good degree, whatever is the expectation.
Absolutely.
What can make parents' life easy in this?
So see, पेरेंट्स की लाइफ कभी इजी होने वाली है नहीं, पहली चीज़. इट्स नेवर गोइंग टू बी इजी. बट या व्हेन इट कम्स टू एकेडमिक्स, द मेजर चैलेंज जो अभी एट प्रेजेंट है वो है डिस्ट्रैक्शन. नम्रता, आई जस्ट डिड अ सर्वे. मैंने अभी 15-20 डेज पहले एक सर्वे किया विद लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स. आई मैसेज्ड एंड आई टॉक टू लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स, अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या सबसे ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग है राइट नाउ. एंड यू वोंट बिलीव, बट 90% पेरेंट्स का सिर्फ एक ही आंसर था, दैट माई चाइल्ड इज़ डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. ईदर इट इज़ मोबाइल फोन्स और मे बी समथिंग एल्स. और वो हमेशा ही इज़ ऑलवेज इन अ हरी टू डू द वर्क, जल्दी जल्दी काम फिनिश करके जाने का रहता है. सो दैट इज़ अ मेजर चैलेंज दैट पेरेंट्स आर फेसिंग राइट नाउ. एंड डिस्ट्रैक्शन के लिए द ओनली थिंग नाउ, समटाइम्स पेरेंट्स से इट इज़ अबाउट द टेक्नोलॉजी विच इज़ द कल्प्रिट. टेक्नोलॉजी ने ही मेरे बच्चे को ख़राब कर दिया है. बट वॉट आई से इज़ आई डोंट ब्लेम टेक्नोलॉजी completely. See, if you go and watch YouTube has so much of knowledge. उसमें इतनी वीडियोज़ हैं जो इतने काम की हैं. There is so much to learn from YouTube. It is only about the choices that you are making. What is your child watching is what makes a difference. What are you letting your child watch is what makes a difference. Right? So अगर आप टेक्नोलॉजी को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते, but you keep an eye on what your child is watching. राइट. इवन कुछ वीडियोज़ ऐसे हैं, इफ़ यू जस्ट मेक देम इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर देम, यू सिट विद देम. पहली चीज़ टाइम निकालना बहुत ज़रूरी है. आप टाइम निकाल के बैठो अपने बच्चे के साथ एंड देन सी, मेक द थिंग्स इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर हिम. राइट, मेक द थिंग्स इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर हिम एंड सी कि कौन सा वीडियो ऐसा है जहाँ वो लर्न भी कर रहा है और उसे इंटरेस्ट भी आ रहा है. राइट. सो आप उस तरीके से आप उसको इंटरेस्टिंग बना सकते हैं. देन देर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर प्रोग्राम्स लाइक वी डू मेमोरी प्रोग्राम्स, जहाँ पे अगेन आप एक इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट करा सकते हो अपने स्टडीज़ में. राइट. एंड देन देर आर सर्टेन वेज ऑफ हाउ यू कैन एक्चुअली गो हेड एंड प्लान योर एंटायर डे, यू प्लान योर चाइल्ड स्केड्यूल सो दैट उसके पास टीवी देखने का भी टाइम हो, उसके पास अपने खेलने का भी टाइम हो और उसके पास अपनी पढ़ाई के लिए भी टाइम हो. राइट. सो दैट्स व्हाट पेरेंट्स नीड टू जस्ट फाइंड आउट कि कैसे आप किस तरीके से अपने बच्चे का डे प्लान कर सकते हो सो दैट ही टर्न्स आउट टू बी द बेस्ट वन. एंड इट्स नॉट अबाउट मेकिंग देम परफेक्ट. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको अपने बच्चे को परफेक्ट बनाना है. लेकिन अगर वो कल कैसा था, आज अगर उसने उससे 1% भी इम्प्रूव कर लिया ना, दैट इज व्हाट इज द अचीवमेंट दैट दे शुड बी हैप्पी अबाउट, दे शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ, राइट?
Yes. Small baby step of improvement also makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely. It's just the 1% improvement which is required every single day. We don't expect much, but just if you focus on being 1% perfect, it is not only for the students, it is for every one of us. If we just try to become one better version of what we were yesterday, we are sorted. We don't have to worry about कि क्या होगा आगे, कितना ज़्यादा जाना है, because you will never be satisfied if you keep on working and you see and comparing yourself with others, आपको कभी भी satisfaction नहीं लगेगा.
That's
Just
true.
yeah, so just try to be perfect and 1% perfect in what how you were yesterday. That's what is required.
Okay. Monica, now the main thing is what can parents do to make studies a fun experience?
Oh, I love this question. तो स्टडीज को फन बनाने के लिए देर आर लॉट ऑफ वेज. सो वी व्हाट वी डू इन आवर मेमोरी प्रोग्राम इज वी डू लॉट ऑफ गेमिफिकेशन, राइट? सो आप अपने बच्चे की लर्निंग में भी यू कैन ऐड गेम्स. नाउ हाउ व्हाट गेम्स आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इज you make the experience, your learning experience, as a gamified way, okay, rather than forcing your child to learn in a certain way or complete your assignment, complete your homework, and forcing and commanding them to do certain thing. Why not gamify it? Why not just set and some points to that? Okay, if you will finish this thing, you will get this point. If you finish this point in this time, you will get these many points. So children love these games. I have done it for my children, I do it for my children every single day. They have the chart. Children, the first thing what it is about cleaning the house, it's like a when they have holidays or when they have friends at home, it's like a mess. But since they know that if I clean my house myself before going to sleep, I will get this much of point, right? So that ways children, and when you towards the end, you need to tell them that what reward they are going to be getting, right? You tell them that अगर आपने इतने points achieve करे, you will be getting a small reward. Okay. Now many times what I see is parents सोचते हैं कि बच्चों के माइंड में फिर ये नहीं रहेगा कि हमेशा रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा तभी हम काम करेंगे, हमें कुछ मिलेगा तभी हम कुछ करेंगे. बट व्हाट आई फील हियर इज initially you have to start in this way, because and then slowly and gradually children will have their own motivation to start working and achieving something from their end. And when they feel that they are achieving something, they're able to get the result, this reward also will become a secondary thing, right? So but then gamify, that's what I would suggest to each and every parent. जो भी आपको learn करवाना है, जो भी काम करवाना है बच्चों से, gamify करके कराओ. That's the best thing that I have learned in coaching, and I feel every parent should follow the same thing, right? And then second thing that they can do is, yes, like I said, in just like we did in we do in our memory programs, you try to add lot of stories, add lot of fun elements in the the lessons that you are teaching them, rather than just making them read the lessons and read the paragraphs, read the answers and do rote memorization. Why not add little visuals? Because that's what your brain understands, right? So Namrata, if I just let's say we will take a small example here. I'll tell you the word and you tell me what is it that is coming in your mind. Okay? Elephant.
Elephant, like a big chain elephant.
Big giant thing, right? Rather than ELEPHANT. Did you see
No,
that?
no, definitely. No, I saw the gray image, a big animal.
I'm saying banana.
Yellow fruit.
CBANANA. No, right? So your brain has a language. Just like computer has a binary language, everything that you type in the computer, inside the computer, the processing is happening in the binary form, 0 1 1 0, combination of 0 and 1s. In the same way, your brain, whatever you are processing, whatever information is coming through your five senses, right? We get through the five senses, the information is coming at the very first step. Now that information in your brain is being processed in the image form. Yeah, but what is actually happening right now, if you pick up any child's book, it will all be abstract text. It will completely be abstract, right? There won't be any images. Hardly one or two or three images will be there, लेकिन उससे बच्चों को कुछ समझ नहीं आता, उनको बस रटना ही रटना है. But do you remember Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Yes. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
हाँ, we do remember. हमने कब learn किया था? I think 30 years back, 35
Yes.
years back, we would have done this, right? But we still remember it. वो कैसे learn किया? वो इसलिए learn किया because when we learned in our kindergarten, at that time there were big pictures of the stars, there were big colors. Teachers used to dance and teach us everything, right? That is how your brain understands. And that's why those things that we read and we learned when we were very small, we still remember it. अभी बच्चों से पूछो कल क्या मैम ने पढ़ाया है, नहीं याद होगा, क्योंकि जो उन्होंने लर्न किया वो सिर्फ उन्होंने रट लिया, उन्होंने सुना और रट लिया, but they didn't create any visual in their mind. So why not convert all the information into just and see it like a movie in your mind, right? See it like a visual. And let me tell you, once you start doing this thing, children will start to enjoy their studies just like they enjoy their movies, because then they will start to have that connection. Then they will have this, जैसे हम लोग पिक्चर्स देखते हैं तो कोई बहुत सैड मूवी होती है तो वी ऑल्सो स्टार्ट क्राइंग, जब हम बहुत हैप्पी कॉमेडी मूवी देखते हैं वी स्टार्ट लाफिंग. So because they are connecting their emotions with the characters of the movie, the same way जब हम पढ़ाई करते हैं, why not connect your emotions, why not connect yourself and see it like a movie, right, in your mind, and you will see the difference. You will see the difference. The children will start to enjoy their studies just like anything.
Agree. You're giving a lot of scientific reasoning. What makes studies fun element? What I would like to know, sir, why do children lose focus? Why do they don't feel like studying?
Why do they don't feel like studying? Is there are a lot of things which I would say is making them feel disinterested. The first thing that I told you just now is the same, that there is no fun element in the studies. There is no something which actually creates that interest. Just like जैसे अगर वीडियो देखते हैं, वीडियो में जैसे एक हुक हो जाता है. Why? Because they have जितनी भी images आपको videos and cartoons में दिखती हैं, they are all very funny images. Like एनिमल्स होंगे वो बात कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी कैरेक्टर होगा वो बात कर रहे हैं, कोई एक बहुत बड़ा होगा, कोई एक बहुत छोटा होगा, राइट? किसी का फेस बड़ा होगा, किसी का फेस छोटा होगा. सो देर आर लॉट ऑफ विजुअल्स लाइक दैट विच इज क्रिएटिंग एंड मेकिंग द चाइल्ड हुक टुवर्ड्स द स्क्रीन. That's what is missing in the studies. We are all following a traditional way of learning. We are all following like कि आया कुछ भी सामने उसको रट लो और लर्न कर लो. Whatever is going inside the mind is going for a shorter duration. It is only for the short term memory. It is not getting transferred in the long term memory. And that's the reason children पढ़ते बहुत हैं लेकिन they lose their interest, and after some time they won't be able to recall also after some time, right? Now when you start to connect stories, when you start to connect visuals in your studies, that's where you will find interest, right? So कभी आप मुझे एक बात बताओ नम्रता, when do you feel bored of doing something which you really like? Do you feel bored when you are doing something जहाँ पे आपका बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, आपको वो करना है, आप कभी भी बोर नहीं फील करोगे, राइट? you want to spend lot of time in doing that. But अगर मैं आपको कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ बोल दूँ, tell me something that you are not interested, Namrata. You don't
Not interested in history.
history. अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ नम्रता go and study history for an hour.
I cannot. And I remember my days I used to literally cry और मेरी मम्मी बाजू में बैठ के बोलती थी अरे ये तो बस आधा घंटा ही और पढ़ना है, आधा घंटा ही और पढ़ना है. And
Right.
you know what? This reminds me of one incident that I had with my mom. So मेरा 10th class में there was this history का paper and just day before history का paper I was so stressed, so stressed. And I was like, Mom, cannot remember anything. It's not difficult. And there was this one dialogue that she told me. You remember all movies ka all story. One history question you cannot remember. Now you're giving me so much stress. And मुझे तब ये ना it just hurt me. So that whole night I kept studying because next day I had to go and write history का paper. But while you were talking, this just came मेरे दिमाग में आया ये incident.
Happens. Yes, that's what happens. जहाँ पे आपका इंटरेस्ट होगा, जिस चीज़ में आपका इंटरेस्ट होगा, वो उसमें आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा आप कितना टाइम स्पेंड कर दिया. यू विल कीप ऑन स्पेंडिंग आवर्स डूइंग दैट थिंग. जैसे बच्चे टीवी में टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं, दे विल स्पेंड आवर्स. उनको रियलाइज 2 घंटे भी हो गए, अभी तो मैंने देखना शुरू ही किया था. राइट, दे विल डू लाइक दैट. लेकिन अभी हमको पढ़ाई करने को बोलो, बिकॉज they don't have interest in their studies. That is why they will not do it. So the first thing is that they need to create interest. Now how to create interest is, जैसे what I do in my memory program is we follow AEIOU approach. हम उसको 5 vowel approach बोलते हैं. So when you say AEIOU, we know the vowels, but here we have a completely different definition of vowels. So A means all senses. राइट, जब आप अपने सेंसेस को इन्वॉल्व करके कुछ भी चीज़ों को लर्न करते हो, द मोर विविडली यू सी इट, द मोर यू हियर इट लाइक एज अ समथिंग साउंड इज कमिंग, you feel it, something is happening. And when it is happening, only when you create stories, when you are visualizing something, you try to have a very clear image, you use your senses, then you will remember it. The second thing is E is exaggeration. So if you must have seen how children learn and create, they are interested into movies, is because सब कुछ बहुत weird सा होता है. कुछ बहुत बड़ा होगा, कुछ बहुत छोटा सा होगा, all those weird things is there. The same manner, when we try to learn it, we try to exaggerate the size or exaggerate the quantity of something. That helps our brain to remember it. Then I is myself. I is myself. So I always ask children to see themselves in the picture. Not कि आप सामने एक टीवी में देख रहे हो, but see that you are a part of that picture and वो आपके साथ हो रहा है. So if you are studying history, rather than seeing that the king did this, the king went there, so see yourself as the king. And then see that मैं यहाँ गया, मैंने ये किया, this war happened, I did this war, I killed these many. So when you start to see yourself as a picture, in that picture, and see that something is happening, you will love that and you will start to remember everything, because the brain remembers everything that is where you are connected. अगर मैं आपको एक स्कूल का फोटोग्राफ आपको देती हूँ, आपके पुराने स्कूल का, व्हाट विल यू फर्स्ट सी? आई मीन आपके जो स्कूल फोटोग्राफ हम लोग क्लिक करवाते थे ना, लाइक सारे
खुद का फोटो देखते हैं सबसे पहले
खुद को देखेंगे कि हम मम्मा में कैसे ड्रेसअप करती थी, हमारे बाल कैसे चुपकू से होते थे, ऑल दोज थिंग्स वी विल सी. सेम वे, बिकॉज योर ब्रेन ऑलवेज ट्राइज टू कनेक्ट योर सेल्फ फर्स्ट. Okay, so that is why we try to connect, I is like myself. So you see yourself in that picture. You is like, use colors. Okay, use colors, use lot of actions in that. And O is outstanding. Outstanding is make it as weird as you can. Use lot of fun element in your, text. That's how you will create interest into studies. Yeah, so that's the best way that you can do.
I love this analogy. AEIOU. Like you elevated this entire learning experience with this one analogy.
Yes. And that's how, because see, our purpose is to create fun in the studies. Studies so boring hoti hai. If somebody is joining me in my program, my purpose is to create fun so that they start to enjoy their studies. They start to see studies as if they are watching the movies and they are having a playtime. So we do such fun things in our class. When we are, creating those analogies, then only children are able to connect better, and they're able to enjoy the classes as if if, they don't feel like as if they are actually doing some tuition classes, or a strict ma'am is sitting और वो हमें बस पढ़ाई करानी है and हम पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. So it's not like that.
Oh, you are just changing the way students study, because I remember in my school days, if we smile or talk to our neighbor, that was considered a crime. वो remark आता था calendar में.
Right.
Uh, Malika, another thing that is come with this luxury of technology that we have. But lot of time parents struggle when they are not able to use technology that would help their kids in a better way. So how is this technology impacting child's development, and what can parents do so they can drive their children in a way where they are taking advantage of that technology, and at the same time they are not feeling this FOMO.
Right. Right. So I got you. Basically, see, like I said, technology is not the only thing that is to be blamed for lack of focus or lack of, interest in studies. If you see, you will find lot of valuable resources also on the YouTube and all the social media. It's only about the choices that you are making, while you're doing it. But what I feel is, when we talk about technology, especially the social media, which is distracting the children, and the reason being the short form of content that they are watching. This short form of content that children are exposed to these days, and when they are watching the reels and they are watching the short videos, it's not about the long videos that they are watching. They're only focusing on short videos. So this short videos, what is it doing in the mind is it's giving that instant gratification to the child's mind, and then it's making them lose their interest in one content. They are switching from one content to another content in just a while. They don't even wait there. Do you remember that during our time, when because at that time there was no such kind of smartphones or smart TVs, and we were watching, if we are watching one video or one serial, at that time there were ads. हम वेट करते थे कब वो एड खत्म होगा, तब वो दूसरा वीडियो आएगा. वी वर हैविंग दैट पेशेंस कि एड देखना है उसके बाद. अभी तो देयर इज नो एड. वो पेशेंस ही नहीं है कि दैट दे विल स्टॉप एट दैट पॉइंट कि एड देख लें उसके बाद. वो एड में स्किप का बटन आता है और क्विकली. सो दैट स्किप बटन इज टू बी ब्लेम्ड, राइट? वो चिल्ड्रन आर एक्चुअली एक्सपोज टू सच शॉर्ट कंटेंट, एंड वो उनके माइंड में इट्स क्रिएटिंग दैट इम्पैक्ट कि नहीं, एक जगह या बहुत लंबे टाइम तक नहीं देखना है. यू हैव द एक्सेस. बच्चों आजकल स्मार्ट टीवीज है, दे हैव द रिमोट इन देयर हैंड. एक वीडियो देखा, नहीं अच्छा लगा, फौरन दूसरा वीडियो आ जाता है. दूसरा वीडियो नहीं अच्छा लगा, फौरन तीसरा वीडियो आ जाता है. देयर इज नो कंट्रोल ओवर दैट. And when there is no control, you cannot stop the child, to have that. And then the result is like, वो हर चीज़ में impact कर रहा है. It is not only studies. किसी भी काम में करने के लिए बच्चे, they are not actually focusing for long. And you know what? As per research, the attention span of the child has reduced from 12 seconds to just 8 seconds. Just 8 seconds. Imagine what is it's going to be in future. They are not they are not contented with what they are watching. वो थोड़ा भी देखते हैं and they have कि ठीक है, अभी ये नहीं अच्छा लग रहा, दूसरा देख लेते हैं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. So it is not about कि only because of this children are losing. Now many of the things depends on parents as well, right? Parents being busy, both mother and father being working, and they are busy, they are not giving that time to the child to see and first sit with them and give them the time to see what they're actually watching. But bas phone de diya, TV de diya, let me finish my own work. Wo, right? They have that thing. So I'm not saying that you should stop working and you should sit with the child and give them the complete time, but at least have a look. You always have an option of blocking some of the videos, blocking some of the channels which are not useful for your child. Just take a moment and try to understand and try to see Are you doing that? Are you taking that step where you are having a watch on what your child is watching, what your child is not watching, right? Only if you put that a small effort in understanding and in doing that, this will bring up a change, राइट. सो चिल्ड्रन आर दे विल चेंज. चिल्ड्रन, बच्चों का ऐसा नहीं है कि वो जो आज देख रहे हैं वो लॉन्ग टाइम तक वही देखते रहेंगे. इवन इफ यू ब्लॉक दैट चैनल, उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, वो थोड़ा कोई दूसरा वीडियोस देख लेंगे. दे विल स्टार्ट एंजॉइंग दैट. फॉर देम द ओनली पर्पस इज टू एंजॉय, हैव फन, राइट. मे बी दे आर वॉचिंग एनी ऑफ द वीडियोज अनइंटेंशनली, उनका कोई पर्पस नहीं है, बट इट्स अबाउट, वी नो इट what kind of videos and are harmful for them, what kind of videos they should watch, what kind of information should they should be, actually the brain should be processing in their mind. It's in our hand and we need to be alert in that.
Okay. Manika, जैसे just said, as a parent, we have to be more vigilant about what our kids are doing and how can we train them. So, what would be the ideal daily practices that you can inculcate in your child? So, he's making best use of his knowledge, talent, and also technology that is available to us.
So there are a lot of practices, Namrata. Like I can name few of them here because there are a lot of many practices that parents can follow. It's not about one size fits all approach. That one, if one method is working for somebody, for me also that same method will work. It will never work. Every child is different. Every parent has to handle their child differently than what the other parent is doing. No parent can do it in the same manner, right? Now when you are saying about the practices, the first thing that I told you is the gamify, right? Make the learning fun and interesting for them. The second thing is there are a lot of brain exercises and mindfulness practices that they can start to do. I'm not saying you have to sit for half an hour and make your child sit and force him to do breathing and doing those stuff, but if you start to practice a small brain exercises, and there are so many fun exercises that we do in our program as well with the child, that makes them come in the present. When the child is distracted, you are forcing your child कि नहीं अब टीवी बंद करो, पढ़ाई करने बैठो. So the child's mind is still there, उसका mind वही है. या फिर if he's coming from playing and he's coming back home to study, his mind is still in the play area, right? To make him actually start working, you cannot force him to now just open the book and start studying. You cannot do that. If you are doing it, he is never going to create that interest. The only thing that you can do is first bring his attention to the present. Give a small, maybe a little 2 minutes or 3 minutes of him to just calm down. Make or his thoughts being, rather than being scattered, just bring in at one place and then make him study. Right, so if you're okay, I can show you a few of the brain exercises that we do, and there are a lot of, and I want you also to do it with me. Just try it out. If
Sure.
do it. Okay, so one of the exercise that we do is, if you can make okay sign like this, and on the other hand it's a victory sign. Right, now you have to switch. Okay, so this is okay and now this is victory. See how you're making okay? Check your okay.
Oh,
So it's like, if you do this slowly, I'm sure it won't come immediately, but with practice, and you will observe this, Namrita, that when you're doing this exercise, your attention is on your fingers. You're not thinking about anything else, right?
I need practice. This is what I realized.
Yeah, okay, let's do one more. So this is your thumb and this is your pinky, right? Now this, we have to make this as thumb and this as pinky. Yes. See, initially when you will do it, see, we have to do it a little faster, so we'll do it and keep doing it, and this will come with practice. Definitely it will come with practice. But the only purpose of doing these exercises is to bring the attention to the present. When you do this exercise and when the child is doing it, you will observe that there is no other thought going on. His complete attention is towards the fingers. When the child is doing this only just for 2 minutes before he starts his studies, that will make him be more focused of what he is about to do, right? So this is one of the thing that parents can do. And also what's more important is to create a safe place, or a, I would say a cleaned up space environment in the area where the child is sitting. That's very important. Many a times I see that wherever the child is sitting for studies, the place is messed up with lot of stuff, maybe eating stuff or stationery or books. Lot of other gadgets is there, or other maybe Bluetooth is there, or headphones are kept. Lot of things are there at one place. Do you really think that the child will be able to focus there? He won't, right? So wherever the child is studying, the space has to be clean. And I would highly recommend the child to keep only those books on his desk which he is about to study. Because suppose you're about to study maths, and then you have English, you have geography, you have history books also piled up there. At some point of time your mind will get this, अरे यार ये छोड़ते चलो वो दूसरा सब्जेक्ट पकड़ लेते हैं, उसमें भी तो फिनिश करना है. So that ways, you will tend to be more interested in doing something else rather than what you are doing right now. So it's always recommended that you only be focused on the thing that you are doing, only keep those books, and just clean up the space which is not there. And definitely it's all about making a proper timetable, making a proper schedule of your child, so that, because this has to be on a daily basis. It's a daily practice that you have to do. You need to make a timetable of what time he has to study, what time he has to play, what time is his TV time, or what time he has to eat food. Because see, it's everything is about training your mind. It is related to your brain training. When you are training your mind to follow a certain routine, that ways your mind is also used to it, and subconsciously when you are studying, your mind knows this is my time to study. I'm not getting distracted. And after that, if it is a 10 minutes or 15 minutes break, your brain knows, okay, 1 hour I have to study, then I have to get a break, right? So that ways it will be a more organized routine. That so, and I know many of the parents are not able to follow this, one thing which is so crucial, following a timetable and a routine for their child. So these are few of the exercises which I'm sure if they'll practice every day, if they follow every day, this will make their child's life much more easier.
So, Monica, we've identified techniques that would make it easy for kids to study. We can make best use of technology. We can make it fun. Now, the question is, what can parents do so that kids stay motivated and they run and pick book on their own instead of parents taking them to the bookshelf?
Okay, so when it comes to motivation, this is a question which I receive from a lot of parents. They ask me कि कैसे मैं अपने बच्चे को मोटिवेट करूं पढ़ने के लिए. बाकी चीज़ों में तो he is interested, but when it comes to studies वो motivation आता ही नहीं है. Now what I feel here is, more than the motivation, I feel it is the momentum which is important, right? Momentum कैसे आएगा? Momentum आएगा when you take action, right? See, motivation, we feel that motivation जब होगा हमें, तब हम एक action लेंगे. Generally, this is the concept. This is what we have heard, and it's not only for the parents, it is for all the professionals also out there. We feel when we are motivated, कोई हम वीडियो देख लें अच्छा सा, या कोई हम बुक पढ़ लें motivated, and then we will start to take some action. But the thing here is that when you take action, when you take that first step, then you will get motivated, and when you are motivated, you will again turn to take action, right? So this action will give you the result. This result will give you the motivation, and this motivation again will help you again to take action, and this action again will help you to give the result. So basically it's a cycle, right? So the first thing that I would recommend every parent is not running behind motivation, not running behind to motivate their child, rather than taking that first step. And how can you take that first step? It's about, let's say your child wants to do mathematics. Okay, he wants to solve certain things and he's not feeling that motivation क्योंकि उसका interest नहीं आ रहा. Make your child do that thing for just 5 minutes. And I just can't emphasize enough on this 5 minute rule. This 5 minute rule works so wonderfully because that's how you're actually training your mind again. When you start doing a certain thing which you are not interested in, and you start doing it for 5 minutes, the brain automatically sometimes for 5 minutes होते होते वो 10 minutes, then 10 minutes होते होते 15 minutes, and then it will maybe you complete the task and then you get up. And it's just like, if we want to get up in the morning and go for a morning walk, and we feel so
Hmm.
lazy, अरे यार छोड़ो आज नहीं जा रहे, we don't feel like going for a walk. You just consciously make an attempt to ठीक है 5 minute, just let me just go down and ठीक है, I'll just go down and see what's happening, maybe I'll just enjoy the weather, something. वो 5 मिनट बस नीचे जाना ही, it's your win, because that will motivate you. यार चलो आ गया हूँ तो मैं लगा ही लेती हूँ चक्कर. And it actually worked for me because मेरे साथ बहुत हुआ है. When I am a morning person, I usually get up in the morning and go for a walk. Sometimes it happens that ठीक है मन नहीं है, something happened, or maybe we couldn't get up early and then we say छोड़ो अब तो लेट हो गया नहीं जा रहे. I always push myself, ठीक है 5 मिनट जाके नीचे ही खड़े हो जाते हैं, at least we'll get some fresh air, I'll get some fresh air. And the moment I go down and have some fresh air, वो feeling अपने आप आती है, अब आ ही गई हूँ तो walk कर ही लेती हूँ, एक चक्कर ही लगा लेते हैं, right? So that's how you need to start working. Start for 5 minutes. Ask your child, ठीक है मैं ज़्यादा नहीं करवाऊंगा, I am not forcing you to complete it, just sit and do it, let's do it for 5 minutes. And then you see the difference happening. वो 5 minute I'm sure will convert it into something where maybe he will start to enjoy it. Right? So I'm sure this motivation part, motivation definitely is required, but then more than the motivation, it is the momentum. You do a certain task consistently over and over again. Build that momentum. If you are in that momentum, if you build that consistency to do a certain thing, motivation अपने आप आ जाएगा. So always this momentum is greater than motivation. Always. Right? Yeah.
Yes. Once एक routine set कर लेते हैं for kids so that they are able to do things on a regular basis. Initially, parents would direct them, and then they'll pick it up on their own. So in this journey, how does brain pattern gets formed when they are doing same thing again and again?
So yes, brain patterns definitely works. When you're doing a certain, see, we all have a certain brain pattern. Since the time we get up in the morning and we go to sleep, we follow one single pattern every single day. We get up in the morning, we freshen up, we take bath, and then we have a breakfast. We go to school, we come back, we study, we go to sleep. So it's like and same for the adults. Like same for the adults, we are following the same pattern over and over again. And do you think it is possible for us to change that brain pattern?
Yes, I am trying to do that for myself,
Yeah.
but it's very difficult.
It's difficult. I'm sure it is difficult. It's absolutely difficult, but it is not impossible. It is not impossible because your brain is wired in a certain way of what we have been doing for years. Okay, so I am 40 years right now, so I have been following a certain pattern since the time I took birth, and so I have been following certain thing. Let's say a small example of brushing our teeth with the right hand. We have been How have we learned to brush our teeth with the right hand? Because somebody must have told us, or maybe we have observed somebody doing it. We understood, okay, we have to get up in the morning, we have to brush our teeth with the right hand. And we have been doing it for the last 40 years. I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Now, if somebody asks me and tell me, okay, now just stop doing with the right hand, try doing brushing with your left hand. Oh my God, it's a challenge for me. Absolutely, it's a challenge for me and my brain to follow that thing, right? But If I do this thing again now for the next 30 days, if I continue brushing my teeth with the left hand and do it, don't you think that the pattern which was already there in my brain, it's getting reduced and this pattern is taking its own place? Yeah, that's how it works. So I always give this one example of a bush. Okay, let's say you're going on a road and there are huge bushes in front. You are not able to see any road ahead. You clear the bushes and you make a small path and you travel it, right? Next day again you come and you see, okay, there is a small tiny path, but then again you need to clear the path and you make your own path and you cross the bushes. Now every day, imagine you're going it for the next 15-20 days, you're going in the same path, you're going the same path. Don't you think after a few days there becomes a path this between the bushes, there will be a strong path and you can easily just travel by. Yeah, so what actually happened, the same happens with our brain as well. Our brain is wired in a certain manner of with all the experiences of all our beliefs that we all have. Now to in order to change that part, it will take us some time, but it is not impossible. But only about when we do this thing, the pathway which is already formed, it gets shrink, and then the new pathway, it gets broadened up. We get a new pathway in our brain, right? And this is known as a neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is a wonderful concept which tells you that your brain is like a plastic. You can mold and you can shape your brain in whichever way you want. Nothing is impossible. It's only about we have been doing a certain thing in one way, but it's today is a time when we need to rewire our brain. We need to rewire our brain with something which we really want to achieve in our life. That's how you can do it. Otherwise things will not change. If you want to inculcate a good habit in your child has been doing a certain he's been doing certain thing in one of the way which has formed a habit. But do you think that habit cannot be changed? It can be changed, but you have to follow the other thing for certain duration. You have to follow it for consistently for some time. Yeah.
Yes, that's following things consistently. I think that's the biggest challenge that most of us face.
Momentum is the key to everything. You cannot achieve anything in your life if you're not consistent of doing something over and over again. So that needs, for students, it's about, if they are working on something, if they are practicing something, they're learning something, they need to be consistent in doing it every single day. They cannot think that one day they have learned and then they will pick up something after 30 days, or jab exams aayenge ab tabhi learn karenge. No, they have to continuously put in that effort to revise it every single day, so that it is there, it gets glued in their brain. Just like they can learn it anytime, they can recollect it anytime.
Like twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Like twinkle twinkle little star.
Monica, for us to learn anything which is new, like even for kids, I think concentration plays the bigger role, right? So the repetition is also minimized. If you're able to concentrate, your grasping power increases. So what can parents do to make a child motivated and concentrate on specific subject or a topic and not shift from one topic to other?
So, yeah, like told you a little idea about, if you want to feel concentration is a problem. First of all, concentration is never an issue. You ask your child to sit in front of TV, and then you, from a little far, you call him. You ask him, okay, just get up and get me something. You go down and get me something. You come and he will not even hear it. He is so fully focused right on the TV. That means concentration का issue नहीं है. या अगर concentration का issue होता वो टीवी भी नहीं देख पाता इतनी देर. But he is enjoying. He's not even listening to what mom and dad are saying, what is happening around me. He's not even focused. The challenge here is not the concentration, but it is about the methods that you are using to make your child feel focused. That's the So for concentration, brain exercises works wonderfully. you need to just give them the time to do a certain brain exercise that will help them improve their focus and attention. There are a lot of mindfulness exercise that we do in our programs. That also is one way to help the child be in the present, bring their attention in the present and start to focus on right now rather than being worried about what is going to be happening next, or what they have done in the past. So those are one of the things. Then there are few other practices: strategizing your work, doing, making a timetable for your work. So where, and then finding out what actually interests you, creating interest in your studies. So all that stuff, because concentration follows where interest is. Yeah, so when you are interested in something, your concentration obviously will be higher. If there is no interest, your concentration will lose. So make your things interesting. If you are feeling that studies are not getting interested, make your studies interesting. And we've already discussed about how you can make studies interesting, right? So follow these tips, and I'm sure the child will be able to focus and concentrate better. And of course, I can't stress enough on reduce the screen time, specifically the short video content that the children are watching these days. If they're watching a movie, complete movie for maybe 20 minutes, it is fine. But a content which is less than few seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and if they're switching it off again and again, that will distract them more, and that will give their mind the that instant gratification ki nahi, ek jagah nahi rukna hai, we have to switch, move on again and again. So that could be applied.
Monica, one thing that with Gurkesh becoming world champion, lot of parents now have desire that their kids should learn chess and become smarter or pick up a hobby where they can go much ahead in life because you set a new benchmark. So
Absolutely.
I would like to know from you how brain exercise would help kids build up additional skill set.
So brain exercise is one of the way which can help you to improve your focus. Now, if you know, I'm sure many parents are inspired by Gukesh. Now, the first thing, Namrata, before I could even tell them about concentration and these exercises, I would first highly request the parents not to force their child to learn chess. We want the best for our child. I know we all want our child to excel, and we all dream of seeing somebody as a role model, and then we want our child also to be the same. But let me tell you that every child is different, every child's journey is different, every child's potential and the skills are different. Maybe Gukesh has a strong logical skills, he has a strong interest into chess, but maybe your child has no interest into chess. So rather than just going with the flow and going with the trend and see what is trending right now, why not just find out what are your child's strength and working on his strength rather than focusing on something else? That's the first thing that I want to tell each and every parent out there who is watching this, who will be watching this video of us. And the second thing, obviously, when you say the concentration and this brain exercises, definitely this will help them to focus more. I'm sure Gukesh follows, and what video and the interviews that I heard about him, that he doesn't use YouTube, he doesn't use social media, and that's the reason why his mind is not diverted into many other things and going around him. His goal is clear, his vision is clear, right? From the very young age, he was very clear of, I want to become the youngest chess champion, not even the chess champion. He said he want to become the youngest chess champion. He was so clear and specific into telling that thing for himself. And that's what is required for students also. If the students are very clear about their why, if they know why are they doing what they are doing, I'm sure they get their answers of how they have to do it. So understanding the why is more important than first doing how I have to do it, right? So find out why. I found out my why I'm doing it because I've seen my father doing this. I know there's somewhere I had those values of serving the people. That was there. Maybe I wasn't aware of it, but yes, DMIT helped me understand and kick that thing in me that yes, I am here to serve people. I'm here to give out the best that I can give to others. The same way, I want parents also to understand what is your child's strength, find out your child's strength, work on that area, and then see what works and what all things and strategies you can use to make your child the best in what he's doing. It can be anything. It's not necessarily in the academics. Just like a chess is there, same way sports are there. People are going far way beyond in doing wonderful in sports as well. So maybe your child is interested into music, maybe your child wants to become a guitarist or a pianist, or maybe a football player or a chess player, anything, right? So Gukesh parents, he didn't study after fourth. He dropped out after fourth standard. How many of the parents here are ready to make their child drop out after they want, नहीं मेरा बच्चा तो 12th पास तो करना ही करना है उसको. There is no other option.
Agree, agree. Monica, one thing what I strongly feel, whether the child is academically smart or whether that individual has some other skill set, one thing that is most important is how confident is that child when you let him do anything, or a base level confidence about and being themselves. I think something that is missing in most of the kids, because there's a lot of pressure, ye classes karna hai, wo classes karna hai, academics.
Yes.
According to you, what makes child a confident person?
So confidence is just a skill. Okay, it's a skill that can be learned. It's nothing that somebody is born with. And confidence only comes when you are very clear in what you have to do, right? I'll tell you about myself a little bit before I could jump into telling what confidence actually means. So when I was an introvert child since childhood. I am an introvert child right now, but because I am into a profession where I need to speak in front of a lot of people right now, I'm able to do that. But growing up, I have been a very underconfident, an introvert, a child with a lot of low self belief in myself. I always look out to other children and other girls in my class, and I wanted to be like that. So we all do like that. Most of the children are like that only. They have no confidence, and I was a very bad public speaker. I couldn't even stand in front of my assembly and speak out few words. That's how I was. But how do you think I gained that confidence? Is only when I started to work on myself. When I was clear of, okay, I want to be like this. I have a role model. I want to be like this. I want to be at this level. And then I knew what all steps I have to follow. I started working on the steps, right? And then I took out those steps, I started working, I started learning, I started to practice a lot of things, and that brought that confidence within me to do what I'm doing right now. And the same happens with everyone out there. Okay, so it's a confidence is just a skill. It can only come when you know what you have to do, and you are doing it repeatedly over and over again, right? That brings confidence. It's only about understanding and believing in yourself that you are capable, rather than seeing somebody else and thinking about कि यार ये बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, I am not doing it. It's about the talk that you are doing to yourself every moment, every single day. There will be a time when you will face failure. There will be a time when things will not work out as per your expectations, but only at that time, what are you thinking about yourself? Are you just beating yourself up, thinking that I am not good enough, I can't do this, something is not working out, maybe I have a fault in me, that's the reason things are not working out for me, maybe somebody else is more intelligent than me, that's why it's happening with me. Or you start to say that okay, it's okay if I fail this time, it's just one step, right? I still have a lot of opportunities coming up with me. I still can do. It's just one failure, and one failure cannot describe who I am, right? One failure cannot describe you at all. It's about believing in yourself that the sun will shine the other day. That's about. So confidence is equal to believing in yourself. That's it. No other thing. If you believe in yourself, there is nothing that can stop you from doing what you want to do. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you, Malika. I would say thank you so much for coming. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and probably I think we can go on for another few
Yes.
hours. There are so much around this brain exercises and the way you've designed it. I think kids would be loving to come and attend your classes.
And I'll tell you, I make a strong connection with kids. I don't know, something is there where I get there many times I feel and I should bring up something for the professionals and for something, but for some reason I always get stick to the students only. Because there is a strong bonding between I feel I have with the kids around, and I love, but I feel really sad of seeing so many children out there who are still having a lot of potential, but that potential is being just below the surface. I need to really tap into their potential and bring out the best in them. That's what my mission is. And I'm hoping very soon I will be able to achieve what I really want to do for children and parents.
Lots of wishes to you. Wish you lots of success, and maybe you reach to the tiniest town in the country, and you are able to uplift the child and his life. All the best to
So
you.
much, Namrata. Thank you so much for having me.